nearly 9 years. I'm here today to just give you a brief presentation on our social, which is called the Flat Earth Social. For those of you, sorry, again, a bit of magic. For those of you who've not heard of the subject of flat Earth in the last decade or so, perhaps you've been living under a rock, or perhaps on Mars. But obviously, all flat earthers know you can't live on a light within the firmament just a few thousand miles away. The subject, of course, always has been everywhere since the time of creation, as depicted also by some of these wonderful flat earth maps. You have here 1892 Alexander Gleason, you have a 1547 Urbano Monte map. You have a flat earth map relieved from a Chinese monastery about 1,000 years old, and that's just in the late 1800s. The flat earth, however, in our more modern age, quickly became the #1 search criteria for both Google and YouTube, starting in August 2014, continuing until its censorship in approximately 2018, largely due to a man called Eric Dubay who released this book and a video called The Flat Earth Conspiracy, and latter in early 2015 by a gentleman called Mark Sargent, who unleashed a series of videos called The Flat Earth Clues, where he simply woke up to it and put videos out there saying, why do ships not go over the horizon? Why can you get a telescope and bring them back into view? Now, yes please. The first graph here shows the search results for the word flat earth. Now, as you can see going through, nothing really happened until 2014, where the blue spike started from Eric Dubay. In 2016, it went insane, of course. Now, the second graph shows the number of videos of the subject with reference to flat earth in the title. Now, the subject was so rapid, the search terms are outperforming any musician, band, actor, celebrity, Donald Trump, Obama, anything you could think of. Although they were searched in their millions and millions, they were still being dwarfed by the search term flat earth. In 2018, Google and YouTube did something because of that. They used to send you, when you typed in something, they used to give you the amount of numbers back. They stopped that completely for every subject forever. And we think, obviously, largely due to flat earth. I think they were terrified of this knowledge, this divine knowledge, coming out to the masses as quick as it was. In 2017, we saw the first of many conferences and meetings on this amazing subject in North Carolina, USA. A year later, building on that success and popularity, the USA had a major flat earth conference in Denver. In that same year, the UK had its first official conference in Birmingham. It was incredibly well attended, could have been sold out multiple times. Now remember, these things hadn't been done or seen since the late 1800s, and no one had ever seen this sort of rise before. Now, it led to massive mainstream coverage. All major news networks, TV shows, chat shows, they were all talking about it, both here in the USA. Sorry about Philip Scumfield there. It was just to show you the amount of traction it got within the mainstream media. Celebrities, sports stars everywhere were talking about flat earth. Its popularity had to be hidden, surely. So in 2018, there were 2 congressional hearings in the USA. One was with Google and one was with YouTube. And in both of these hearings, the subject and terms and references to everything of flat earth were to be hidden and subject to strict censorship. All search terms from that time onward were removed, channels shut down, videos deleted, and now if you do the search terms in both, you will find a list of hit piece videos from mainstream media, and that is it. You don't find any of the stuff, the good stuff that we had and all the proof. Now, the rise in popularity and understanding of the truth couldn't be contained, however, despite all the censorship. So in late 2018, we took the subject to the streets, very similar to you guys who do public and activism. The Global Eye Tour, UK. It was an unprecedented event in the UK, 8 weeks, 53 dates, as much of the UK as we could cover, all funded by flat earthers. It was an amazing time to be part of this awakening. We would go to lots of towns, we would set up with our stalls, our banners, our leaflets, and of course, like some of you guys, you get labelled with don't breed, stop being a nutter, you crazy person. I think, more so with Flat Earth because of the subject matter. But it was very inspiring at the same time because we met many, many people who were already awakened to this truth. So we met some very good, positive, like-minded people. Now, not content with this place, the Globe Light Tour did a Euro tour. Unbelievable. 39 countries, 64 destinations. As you can see, we made the van slightly better for the European tour. We even designed our own logo. We kicked that off with the second of the conferences in the UK in Kidderminster. Like I say, we took in the 39 countries, 64 destinations, nearly 15,000 miles. And it ended with a European Flat Earth conference in Amsterdam. Now, the rise of Flat Earth seemed unstoppable. And in 2020, COVID happened, and everything stopped. Everything stopped for everything on our flat, motionless plane, obviously. So every flat earther, by the way, as many of you, were unjabbed. We were discerning enough to understand it on day one or just before. And of course, we were all discerning enough to realise it was a scam. Now, as many others did, it was a double-edged sword, of course, in the information of truth, because it did lead to a mass awakening. COVID led to a mass awakening, mainly, if you don't mind me saying so, for women. Of course, there are only two genders. Women, in 2014 and 15, when the Flat Earth awakening this time around came, it was mainly men. COVID, and thank God for it, woke up all the women. So now we have an uncontrollable mass awakening. And people realised that government and the whole world was a lie, so they want to know more. And finally, as far as in my humble opinion, millions of more people had their minds open enough to be able to receive what the Flat Earth is. So thank God for that. Thank you. Right. This gave rise, obviously, to Flat Earth Social. Got to do that bit again. And again, please. We decided it was time to create a social gathering for flat earthers, or people who wanted to know more about the subject. We did a flyer, chose a venue locally in Swanage. As you can see, it was the Globe Inn. It was done completely for that. It was good fun on the social media. Being told not to breed, and did you know you were in the Globe? Stupid stuff. Now, we were delighted with the turnout. We had approximately 30 people. We didn't do too much promo from it, but people came from Wales, people came from London. It was incredible. We were delighted with the turnout, considering we chose the last Tuesday of every month in the evening. And we knew there were many people who wanted to know more about this. There were many more like-minded people that wanted to come and learn. August was similar in numbers. September saw new faces. Which was great. October and November saw similar numbers. We realised that the current venue was not going to be big enough. It also started to become a little bit unwelcoming. They had new people there. As long as the flat earthers sit over in the corner and don't speak too much, we can allow you to stay. So we clearly realised we were going to another place. December came along. We didn't have a meet-up. We did, however, t-shirts, and we did a little logo. We thought we'd take some time. We realised what we had and what we have going forward. January, yes please. We had overstayed our welcome. So in February, we said goodbye to the Globe Inn, and we headed off for a more suitable, more welcoming venue. In March this year, the Pavilion Arms in Bournemouth became our new home. They're most accommodating, they continue to be. We designed new flyers. Things were getting sort of serious. We had well-attended social evenings in March. And social evenings are really helpful. They're incredibly useful to allow free speech, to discuss things in topics that you couldn't do with normal people, let's say. But it also stimulated our group to perhaps getting other more prominent speakers and flat earthers to come and see what we're all about. So I started approaching my fellow friends and flat earthers to see if they'd come. And they did. Our first guest went in our new venue. We saw was a very good friend of ours, and Richard, of course, Richard Groves, Dave Murphy, aka allegedly Dave. he came to talk to us. It was an amazing event. Now, March this year saw our first live link to one of the most prominent Flat Earthers and good friend of Flat Earth Social, David Wise. He is the creator of the Flat Earth Sun, Moon and Zodiac Clock app, which, if you are a Flat Earther and you haven't got it, is £3. And it has all of the uncensored information, proof, scientific stuff as well. It also has something called a friend finder. So, currently standing at about 130 users, there are, within my 50 kilometre range from my house, there are 207 Flat Earthers. So we get a lot of attention from that when we do our social evenings and people join from all over. Now, this was attended by well over 60 Flat Earthers. Now, our June social was another satellite link up. Mr. Mark Sargent, who was the author of Flat Earth Clues. Again, this was incredibly well attended and very large numbers. 1 year later was our first year anniversary. What to do? It was a big one. It was 1 year old. What do? We got Dave back. We had a Flat Earth Social barbecue. We charged £15 entry for the food. Nearly all of our events are completely free to come along apart from this one. We did limit the numbers to 80 as per the pub's instructions. We could have sold it 10 times over. Such was the interest. Traction for the Flat Earth Social is gaining momentum beyond imagination at the moment. Now, August saw an amazing presentation by Flat Earther and Truther, Mr. Mark Devlin, good friend of Flat Earth Social. He's an author of several books, if you don't know him, explaining the control and military connections to the music industry, which is a whole satanic shit show, as I am sure you are aware. Again, we had incredible numbers for these events. We have similar numbers to this every time we do it. Our last event, it was September, just gone. We were delighted to welcome Alex Michael, aka Flat Earth Man, aka Conspiracy Music Guru. Now, Alex has made several albums and books on the subject, which are of course excellent, and he continues to inspire people with his music, all being in 432 Hertz, which I'm sure most of you are aware of. His latest rock album is, plugging him here for some reason, is available next month. This was a fantastic night, again, very, very well attended. Now, our next event is me. I'm going to be doing it's a free event, of course. It's a full presentation on something I do called the History of Flat Earth, with full Q&A afterwards. It's an intense presentation, which I might do here at some point in the future, should you want to come along and learn more about the subject. Please come along, meet like-minded truthers or Flat Earth curious folk, and come and chat with us and have a drink. We're very welcoming. Please follow us with the Flat Earth Sun, Moon and Zodiac Clock app. The group, of course, in that is called the Flat Earth Social. You can join our Telegram channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course, come and see us the last Tuesday of every month at the Pavilion, 7 p.m. That's it. Thanks very much.